War is often about speed, firepower, and numbers, but sometimes it all comes down to patience, strategy, and the perfect trap. In today's video, we uncover how Ukrainian forces turned Russia's bridge operation into a deadly ambush, a move that stunned military experts around the world. This is the story of how patience became Ukraine's deadliest weapon. Bridges are more than just steel and concrete. In war, they are lifelines, crucial arteries that carry troops, supplies, and heavy machinery. Whoever controls the bridges controls the battlefield. In the southern and eastern fronts of Ukraine, bridges became key targets. Russian forces relied on them to move tanks and armored convoys. But Ukraine understood this weakness. Instead of striking immediately, they waited. They studied Russian movements. They let the enemy think the bridge was safe. This patience would set the stage for one of the most calculated ambushes of the war. Russia had its own plan. Their strategy was to lure Ukrainian forces into predictable choke points near bridges. If Ukraine advanced recklessly, Russia could pin them down with artillery and airstrikes. In military terms, this is called a killing zone. But Ukraine refused to play by Russia's rules. Instead, they flipped the script. Rather than rushing across or avoiding the bridges altogether, Ukrainian forces staged a psychological game. They made small attacks, retreated, and allowed Russia to believe the bridges were under their control. This deception gave Russian convoys a false sense of safety. They grew confident and careless. Patience is a rare weapon in war. While Russia focused on overwhelming numbers, Ukraine focused on timing. For days, Ukrainian drones circled overhead, tracking every move. Commanders waited for the perfect moment, when Russian armored vehicles were stuck in a tight formation on the bridge. It's important to understand, on a bridge, there's no room to maneuver. Tanks can't spread out. Trucks can't escape. It becomes a giant metal traffic jam. And in that traffic jam, death was waiting. Finally, the order was given. In a matter of seconds, the battlefield transformed. Precision artillery rained down from hidden Ukrainian positions. Drones dropped explosives with pinpoint accuracy. The first strike hit the lead vehicles on the bridge, blocking any chance of escape. Then the rear convoy was destroyed, trapping everything in between. It was a classic military tactic known as the box ambush. Trap your enemy inside a kill zone with no way forward and no way back. The bridge, once a symbol of Russian strength, became a cage. Flames and smoke filled the air. Russian soldiers scrambled for cover, but there was none. Ukraine had turned patience into devastation. The ambush wasn't just a tactical victory, it was psychological warfare. News of the destroyed convoys spread quickly, shaking Russian morale. Military analysts around the world pointed out the brilliance of the operation. Ukraine had not only destroyed valuable equipment but also humiliated a much larger army. The message was clear. Ukraine could strike at will, even against heavily guarded targets. Russian forces were forced to rethink their strategy. Bridges, once seen as safe passageways, became symbols of vulnerability. Soldiers crossing them now carried an invisible weight, the fear of being trapped in another deadly ambush. In war, raw power can win battles, but strategy wins wars. Ukraine's ambush on the bridge was not just about destroying tanks. It was about sending a message. Patience, intelligence, and timing can turn the tide against even the most powerful enemy. This ambush will be remembered as a masterclass in modern warfare, where silence was louder than gunfire and waiting became the deadliest strike of all. What do you think? Was this one of Ukraine's smartest moves in the war? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories of strategy, conflict, and survival.